What's up, everybody? I'm Jeremy, and I'm joined with longtime buddy Huston.
What's up, Internet?
We are here to do a trailer reaction for The Killing Joke, which is an animated feature film that's going to be released here in the next couple weeks. The trailer just became available like 2 or 3 days ago, and we want to talk about it with you guys. I'll let Huston give you guys a little bit of a taste about the graphic novel itself, and then we'll start to talk about the movie.
Killing Joke, historically known as one of the best graphic novels that Batman has to offer. Alan Moore wrote it, so there's a huge respect for me in that department alone. Alan Moore being probably one of my favorite writers of all time.
And this kind of came out in the end of the 1980s when a lot of these iconic comic book characters were kind of being reinvented, and it reinvigorated the DC franchise. I mean, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Returns, or The Dark Knight Returns, is that the name of the graphic novel?
Yeah.
Came out around the same time, and that was a Frank Miller version. So essentially, like, these couple of little story arcs are responsible for everything we've seen afterwards, kind of.
I'd say a lot of stuff borrows from them, from the one Frank Miller did in two other books, Long Halloween and Hush, which came out later.
Cool.
Most of any of the stuff you'll see with Batman, as far as in the movies or something else, they usually borrow from some of those storylines because, I mean, like even Alan Moore's thing here, that's even though no one's officially saying this is the Joker's backstory, it's basically canon.
Right, absolutely. And Alan Moore, like you said, he's one of the most revered writers in the comic book industry.
Swamp Thing, V for Vendetta, Watchmen.
So many movies that they have adapted, or, so many comics that they've adapted into films. Alan Moore is really a revered writer, like Huston was saying. And this new film is coming out, and what I like the most about it is that it is a return of my personal favorite incarnation of actors from the Batman series, and that's the 1990s animated series.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of that?
I mean, they're nudging our nostalgia bone doing this, but you can't argue these, Mark Hamill as the Joker. You got Kevin Conway as is it Kevin Conway?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he as Batman. And anybody else from the series just about who was in it is going to be reprising their character. What I'm so excited about is that they're finally allowing them to make a rated R animated movie.
That's a good point.
And this is the reason why this book has not been adapted yet, is that you can't do it justice without kind of pushing some of those lines. This is a really gory graphic, or not really gory and graphic. This is a really dark novel. Especially for Batman, especially for a superhero.
And let's go ahead and assume that these guys are familiar with the storyline. If you're not and you don't want to have any of it given away, go ahead and tune out right now and come back and check out the video after you've seen The Killing Joke. But this is one of the most hardcore storylines that we've got to see in any Batman canon. And basically the whole premise of it is the Joker trying to drive Commissioner Gordon insane.
He's trying to drive Commissioner Gordon insane. He's really trying to get into the skin of Batman.
Trying to make Batman murder somebody.
Yeah,
essentially.
he's trying to. Well, he knows that if he messes with Batman, Batman's only going to do so much. But if he knows if he hurts Batman's friends, it's going to hurt Batman's feelings way more.
Absolutely, and so he's kind of targeted Commissioner Gordon's daughter Barbara, and he does some unspeakably horrible things to her as he takes pictures of the whole thing, which I'm assuming he sends to Jim afterwards.
He does a lot of stuff to Jim Gordon in this one. I'm curious to see how far the movie goes and what the novel does. I don't really want to give away
some of the major points.
But it's really you can see if you watch the trailer like we just watched, you can kind of see oh, this is going into a not good headspace.
What do you think about the animation style of it?
I like it. There's some of the trying to think of what it was. I think it was Red Hood that came out. I love that story, and I didn't really like that animated movie, but I did not like that animation style for Joker. Sure. I like this one. I like the Joker that actually looks like he's just a crazy skinny dude instead of more of a deformed face and squinty eyes, more of an Asian kind of animation style.
It's interesting that you brought this up, and it's kind of taken this conversation off in a different direction, but one of the things that I didn't like about Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns is the portrayal of the Joker. He was a bit effeminate and very broad, and to me those are two things that maybe Joker might be effeminate maybe in some ways, but he's always been a very lean character.
Well, I mean, you also have to understand that in that book too, he's been force fed for the last how many years?
True.
However, since Batman forgot about him.
Yeah, this
since
is a good
Batman
point.
went away, they've been force feeding him, so he hasn't got to choose, or really he is what he became at that point. I mean,
he seems a little more like a mafia boss in that one, and in this one you do get that very true portrayal of a damaged, crazy person.
Yeah.
So what are your projections, man? How do you think it's going to fare?
I think it's gonna be great. I think everybody knows that. I mean, they're already talking about Carmike on Bayou and Pensacola is already going to be showing this movie the day before it comes out. For them to do that, it's not just another DVD, another animated movie release. They know this is going to do very well. Mm-hmm. They know this is what we've been wanting, because if this happens, then when they come out with Long Halloween, who's to say Long Halloween won't get an R rating or whichever else? And I don't know. I think it's gonna be great. I think we're gonna see a lot more of these animated movies coming out like this, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, that's a cool thing, and it gives comic book writers and these publishers an opportunity to explore the darker themes without having to put $150 million into an R-rated movie.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. If The Killing Joke is something that you're interested in, if you would like to see more R-rated movies featured in the DC universe, we'd love to hear from you. Anything else before we go? And don't make me put you on the spot. Let me tell you, this guy has got some big plans coming, and you guys stay tuned. I don't want to reveal any specific details yet, but if you're a fan of gaming, then keep your eye out at Be Terrible Movies on YouTube, and we're about to be covering things that aren't so movie related, so I look forward to seeing you guys there, and until next time, keep it terrible.